What if the doubts and fears of life seemed insurmountable, and the only way forward was the realization that there is only one who truly knows, sees, and understands? This is the story of Amira, whose journey leads her to find strength in the oneness of Allah. Tawhid, when everything else falls apart. Amira stood alone in the middle of her family's living room, the silence pressing in around her. It had been weeks since her father's sudden passing, and the grief was like an invisible cloak that wrapped around her chest, tightening every time she tried to breathe. Life, once vibrant and predictable, had become a string of uncertainty and chaos. "Why, Allah? Why did you take him?" she whispered through trembling lips. Her voice, barely audible, echoed in the empty space. She clutched at her father's Quran, its pages worn and familiar from his years of recitation. "I don't understand," she murmured, tears sliding down her cheeks. Lost in a spiral of despair, Amira remembered her father's voice, clear and steady, teaching her Surah Al-Ikhlas. "Say, He is Allah, who is one, Allah, the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born, nor is there to him any equivalent." It was his favorite chapter, and he often recited it to calm her when she was a child, reminding her of the oneness of Allah. The memory warmed her, but the void in her heart remained. How could the belief in one God comfort her now? She had prayed, begged, and pleaded for her father's recovery, but her prayers seemed unanswered. Where was the mercy in this? One evening, unable to bear the loneliness, Amira walked to the masjid where her father used to take her. The familiar sound of the call to prayer wrapped around her like an embrace, and she found herself drawn inside. The Imam was speaking to a small group of women about the power of Tawhid, the oneness of Allah. He quoted, "Whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth is Allah's, and whether you disclose what is in your minds or hide it, Allah will call you to account according to it." The words washed over her, sinking in slowly. Everything is Allah's: her father, her grief, her pain. She realized that her struggle was rooted in her desire to control what was never hers to hold. Her father's life, like her own, belonged only to Allah. A deep sense of clarity began to unfurl in her mind. The Imam continued, "When you truly believe in Allah's oneness, you understand that nothing in this world, be it loss, happiness, wealth, or hardship, happens outside of His wisdom and decree. This belief frees us from the weight of what we cannot change and connects us to the only one who controls all things." Amira sat in silence, the tears now flowing freely, not from sorrow, but from a sense of release. She felt the truth of those words settle in her heart. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Indeed, we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return. She whispered the verse under her breath, her soul stirring with a peace she hadn't known in months. Days turned into weeks, and Amira began to understand that the oneness of Allah wasn't just a belief, but a way of seeing the world. With each prayer, she reminded herself that she wasn't alone. Every fear she surrendered to Him lightened her heart. Slowly, she started helping her mother with the household, reading the Quran aloud each night, just as her father used to. One afternoon, while standing by her father's grave, she spoke softly, her voice steady and calm. "I miss you, Baba, but I know that everything is Allah's, and His wisdom is beyond my understanding. I'll continue to trust in His plan, for He is one and has no equal." She felt a shift inside, the once gaping wound now a scar that reminded her of healing, not just loss. The sky above was clear, the sun's warmth gentle on her face. Amira closed her eyes, breathing deeply, and felt an overwhelming sense of peace. The realization of Tawhid, the oneness of Allah, had become her anchor in the storm. No matter what life brought, she knew that as long as she held on to her belief in Allah, she would find the strength to rise, to heal, and to continue. For He is the eternal refuge, and in His oneness, she had found her refuge too. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope this story inspired and touched your heart as much as it did mine. If you found value in it, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing for more content like this. Remember, every story we share brings us one step closer to understanding the beauty of faith and the strength we can find in our connection with Allah. Until next time, may Allah bless you with peace, guidance, and endless blessings. Jazakallah khair.